So the information in this video is not going to be fun. It's definitely I'm gonna have to tell you the harsh truth kind of video. But what that means is that the information in this video is actually going to be helpful and valuable to you. So today we're going to be going over the 6 steps that I took to ensure that my music would blow up. So without further ado, here's how I got over 130 million streams on songs that I've produced. Step 1, I networked with a lot of producers and artists that are around my level. And yes, that is kind of obvious, and I'm sure you've heard it before, but it is incredibly important. I personally have to mention it because when you're first starting out, you're gonna have a foundation of other producers and artists that can support and give opportunities to you. You're also supporting and giving opportunities back. You feel me? You can't be no leech, you know what I mean? It ends up becoming a I scratch your back, you scratch my back situation, but there's like 100 people scratching backs, you know what I mean? Now, when it comes to networking, a lot of people get stumped because they don't know where to start, they don't know what to do, and they don't even know what to say. And with that being said, I can't tell you what to say because there isn't some type of magical phrase that will work for any other producer and artist that'll make them want to work with you. But what I can do is steer you in the right direction so when you do go network, you know what you're doing. So the first thing you're gonna do is find a community. When I was coming up, I used to go into the Thizzler lives all the time. I would play my beats, I would network with artists and producers whenever I could. And through all that, people would follow me and I would also follow them back. You know what I mean? Because support, you gotta do something for them. It's a whole circle. Then the second thing you're gonna do is provide value to the people who are in that community, because no one likes a bum. If you go into a community where no one knows who you are and you immediately start asking for stuff, everyone is going to hate you. The third thing you're gonna need to do is go to these people's pages and genuinely support them. And when you support them, actually talk to them too. You have to treat these people like real people. And I know that sounds kind of obvious, but just some people need to hear that, you know what I mean? If you see them post on their story, react to it. You feel me? If you see them post something on their main feed, throw a like, throw a comment. You feel me? If you feel really strongly about it, throw it on your story, tag them. You feel me? You just want to like genuinely support the people who are around you and interact with them. I can't tell you how many times I've interacted on someone's page. They saw my comment, went onto my page, saw what I was doing, and then followed me just because there was a mutual respect of what was going on. Now, I have 2 final things to say about networking before we move on, and they're incredibly important. Like I said earlier, there isn't any magic phrase that you could say to these people that would instantly make them want to fuck with you. So my best advice to people who are trying to network and are really starting out with this is to be as normal as possible. However you would talk to your friends, talk to other people like that when you're networking. Because if you go in there trying to be too formal, being like, hey, how are you? You feel me? Like, it's gonna come off kind of weird. So just be cool, bro. Just be cool. And lastly, you have to be very careful with networking. It is incredibly easy to sit there and get into a mindset where you're not looking at people as people anymore. You're looking at people as opportunities, which is bad and it is very unhealthy. Step number 2, I sent out weekly loops to over 100 producers for 2 years straight without missing a week. Now, one of the best ways to get more placements is to make the best work that you could possibly make and then get as many people to see it as you possibly can. In this case, I was making as many loops as I possibly could in one whole week, taking the 7 best loops out of all those loops and sending it out to as many people as I possibly could. Now, here is a very important disclaimer. You cannot just send these loops out to random people. If you just start sending out loops to random people and they've never heard of y'all never had any interactions, you're just gonna look like a bot. You're just gonna look like you're spamming every single person, desperately trying to get people on your loops, which is not gonna be good for you. Which brings up the next point. It's like, well, does that mean I have to go and sit there and talk to every single person to try to go make these connections? Yes, you do. It's gonna take a while. You're not gonna have 100 people offer it unless you just know 100 people personally. You feel me? Like, you're gonna have to build it brick by brick, person by person to get that list up. Yo, real quick, I just want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by me, aka Infinite, aka Mr. Gatekeep Sounds, aka I ain't got no more AKAs, but I do have this new drum kit, and I haven't dropped an official drum kit in a very long time, almost a whole year. So I had to make sure I came correct. This is the Cali Bounce drum kit. As you can see, it got 11 hard hitting 808s, 10 beat builders, 16 claps, 15 royalty-free hi-hat midis, 11 hi-hats, 73 percussion and sound effects, 9 rims, 14 synth basses. You can read the rest, bro. I'm telling you right now, solid drum kit. If you like the way my drum sounds, this is going to be a great purchase for you because it's going to be the kit that I'm going to be using all 2025. to make West Coast beats. So with that being said, if you do want to get this kit, it will be the first link in the description. And also, if you just want to try it out, get the little demo free version, I'll make that a link in the description as well. Let's get back to the video. Thank you. Step 3 is to make the best possible beats and loops that you could make. Now that poses the question, how do I make my beats and loops better? I personally believe that the next couple tips I'm going to give you are going to increase the quality of your loops, which can also increase the chances of you getting placements. Because it doesn't matter how many opportunities you have, how many people you're sending stuff out to every week. If the loops and beats ain't it, you feel me, it's not going to be looking good for you. So when it comes to making loops and sending loops out to other people, always add a baseline to your loops. The goal when making loops for other people to use is to make them sound as full as possible. When a producer takes your loop and drops it into FL Studio, they shouldn't have to do anything but add some drums on it, bro. You have to make their job as easy as it could be, because the more steps someone has to do to use your loop, the less chance that they're actually going to use it. Now, another thing that can help your loops or beats sound more full is to add ear candy. Small little textures or melodic things that you could add into the beat that makes it feel more special, more interesting, more unique. Now, some examples that I use all the time are tubular bells, deep pianos, cymbals and crashes, and then little small synth textures. And lastly, a great way to ensure that people are going to use your loops or beats is to have something very memorable or catchy in the loop. I've noticed that the loops that ended up being people's favorites that I've made always had some cool vocals in it, a synth lead, or some bells. Something really catchy that you could hold on to and remember even if you aren't listening to the loop or beat. I'll play a couple examples for you right here. Step 4. I'm gonna make this one really quick because it's kind of a continuation of the last couple steps, but I started releasing loop kits on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, BeatStars, anything you can think of. I dropped a loop kit there, and doing that actually helped me get a couple of my biggest songs that I've ever made. For instance, the Billboard plaque right here is actually from a loop kit that I dropped in 2021 called Slap City Loops Volume 3. It's with Tinashe, charted on Billboard, super cool. It's like one of my first biggest placements. And another is Sosh Plata, which is actually my second highest streamed song, more streams than this song right here. And that came from, I forgot what the loop kit was called. But it basically came from a loop kit that I put on YouTube that I did in collaboration with my boy Ollie, and it ended up being like a huge record in South Africa, and it changed a lot of people's lives. You feel me? Now, step 5, make your own platform and post all your content there. So 2 things happens when you post content. One is that you basically get free advertisement whenever you post about your beats, loops, or accomplishments. The reason why brands work with social media creators is because they're using them as an advertising method. They're saying like, hey, you have a lot of followers, you have these many people looking at your posts every single time. We want you to use our product and advertise it to your audience. But what happens when you're promoting your own products? You're basically doing what these marketing agencies and companies and stuff like that are paying people to do for free for yourself. And 2 is that when you start posting regularly and people see you very often, they kind of feel like they know you. So whenever you start networking, it makes it 100 times easier. So I'm telling you right now, there's been so many times that this situation happened right here. Hey, what's up, man? I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Devin. And then it'd be like, oh, what's up, man? It's very nice to meet you. Thanks, man. Likewise. I also go by Infinite because, you know, I'm a producer and shit. I follow you, bro. I've seen your post before. And then like all of the ice is broken and you are networking on God mode. You feel me? There's also been so many times where like I just interacted on someone's page and then they just followed me because it's like, oh, wait, I've seen your video videos before. It just puts networking on easy mode. I'm telling you, bro, it's one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. And step 6, the very last step, is to send out beats to artists and management directly. Now, I'm sure we all kind of know this at this point because we've all tried to send out beats to artists, but it's still really important because you never know when they're actually going to see it or if that's going to be the opportunity that you needed. Like personally, the songs that I got with Mozzy, I was just sending beats to his manager. I would tag his manager on Instagram. He ended up seeing the videos and the beats and everything like that. He ended up following me, sent me his phone number, and then I would just text beats to him regularly. Then out of nowhere, 2 songs on a Mozzy album was produced by me just because I was randomly sending beats to his manager. And with that being said, that's how I got over 130 million streams on songs that I've produced. If you found some value in this video, I really appreciate it. If you subscribed, maybe hit a like, maybe throw a comment. Really subscribe though. You feel me? Like really throw me the sub. But if you don't want to sub, hit me with a like. You know what I mean? It's the least you can do. You already made it to the end of the video, bro. Peace out, y'all.